Many of you consider this Acura's most recognizable model still today, even almost 10 years after production ended. But also many of us forget the roots of this legendary model. Ladies and gentlemen, today let's talk about the first gen Acura TL. Debuting in 1996, replacing the Acura Vigor and launching with the Vigor's 2.5 liter 5-cylinder G25A4. This competed very well with Volvo and Audi 5-cylinder models at the time. The 3.2 TL, on the other hand, had its heart taken from the second gen Acura legend, and this was the C32A6, which produced a little more than the 5-cylinder at 200 horsepower compared to 176 horsepower. Both models unfortunately only came standard with a 4-speed automatic, but I think it makes sense as the first gen TL was never really a super performance oriented model, as neither also featured VTEC. The TL, or Touring Luxury, was Acura signaling its shift to alphanumeric designations for its names, just like they still use today with MDX and TLX. Like I said before, there was two engine options for the first gen TL. The 2.5 was marketed as more of the sporty model, while the 3.2 was supposed to be a little more luxury focused. The first gen TL carried over the longitudinal engine placement on both trim options, much like the Legend and the Vigor. Out in Japan, they actually got the same model, except it was called the Honda Inspire, and they were given a 2-liter 5-cylinder engine as well to add to the 2.5 and the 3.2. At its core, the first gen TL is sort of just a luxury Accord, as the Honda Inspire had basically been a slightly different Accord, and I feel like a lot of people just kind of overlook this car and don't even know that it's actually a TL. Even as a kid, I honestly thought that the second gen TL was actually the first gen, because I had never really seen one of these first gen TLs out there in the wild or even on the internet. Standard features included dual airbags, auto climate controls, ABS brakes, a CD/cassette player, and powered windows and locks. The 2.5s had stiffer suspension compared to the 3.2s, where you got a softer ride, but you got standard leather seats. The first gen TL featured frameless windows, which did not carry over to the next generation. In 1997, Acura decided to add a sunroof, which I think is really interesting because this should have been an original feature. In 1998, production of the first gen TL ended in Japan, as the second gen TL was to be based on the USDM Accord platform. So technically speaking, this TL is the most JDM TL ever, as it was the only one actually manufactured in a Japanese factory. Much like Acura transitioning their names over, they were also transferring over to North America more, kind of positioning themselves a little bit more away and a little more independent from Honda. I honestly don't think the first gen TL is overly exciting, though I think a 2.5 liter model with a spoiler fitted to the back, the optional OEM spoiler, would be a pretty sweet car to have. But hey, this was the start of a new generation for Acura, as the CL and the RL quickly followed, backing up this new Acura lineup. Though I haven't seen many first gen TLs, it must have been some sort of success, as all the generations that followed had much success. Let me know your stories and opinions on the first gen TL down below. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button if you guys enjoyed this video. Thank you for tuning into this short one, and I'll see y'all next time. Peace.